We count down our top 5 Universal Orlando pre-shows. You're listening to episode 412 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. I'm your host today, Darren. Hosting again. It's been a while. I don't know how to do this anymore. I think I'm supposed to introduce people here. So, Chris, back me up.
Hey, how's it going, man?
All right, cool. You're here. All right, Tracy. Okay.
Not here.
Oh, I don't even. Okay. I'm panicking a little now. Okay, Lee, you here?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone.
Okay, cool. And then I don't know. I guess we're just gonna have to call up Shakira from last week then again, since Tracy's not answering. So,
Hey.
Hey, she answered before I called. How about that? She knew she was needed. We're talking about the 5 pre-shows at Universal Orlando.
There's more than 5.
Sorting them. Yes, we had to get very abstract so that we might not have the same answers for every single one of them. So, a pre-show could be considered your car on the way to Universal.
No.
Don't forget the moving walkway. And
Look,
City
your
Walk.
temperature check's not classed as one either.
The ultimate pre-show, I-4. No, it is anything that has a show element that takes place prior to the main ride, attraction, or show. So that was the guideline there. So we'll see how far we bent that.
I think everything I've got will be classed as a pre-show.
Nice. You didn't say on here, but I did keep it current. Were we supposed to do that?
Oh, no, I didn't actually specify that. And it was funny, actually, Tracy asked when I was talking about it earlier. It was supposed to be current attractions, yes.
Okay. Well, good.
Oh, so it is only current attractions?
Yes.
Ooh.
Every one of Chris's is from a past attraction.
I mean, if we're honest. Most of mine would have been, but... No, I picked all current ones. Well, Chris, I'll give you a minute to redo.
Yeah, let's just start with somebody else.
Yeah. I did say the rules would be bent. Here's Chris to bend the first one. Lee.
You're going with my number 5?
Number 5.
My number 5 is Dumbledore's office in the Forbidden Journey attraction. I do like the Dark Arts, the Defense Against the Dark Arts room, but even though Michael Gambon annoys the hell out of me as Dumbledore because he even says his name wrong, I think what makes that a better one is I think it's more encompassing. It's very Hogwarts, but there's stuff going on in the background, like actual physical things happening that unless you're looking for, I know a lot of people never noticed. There's actually, if you watch, I think it's the right-hand side of Dumbledore when he's giving his little spiel, a book comes out of the shelf, moves down about 3 shelves, and then goes back into that, like the shelf down.
I've heard you bring this up so many times.
And it's like, it's cool because it's one of those things, because you're concentrating on Dumbledore, and yet there's actual stuff beyond that going on. And it pretty much sets up the attraction as well. And that Musion technology, it's starting to look a bit rough now. I think they could do a clean and whatever the projectors are up and stuff on it, but it's still pretty effective.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's mine.
Nice. Shakira.
So my number 5, full disclosure, I don't know that it's necessarily the 5th best pre-show currently at Universal, but I had to pick this one from a nostalgia point of view. So I actually picked E.T. because the little kid in me loves the whole idea of like seeing Steven Spielberg talking about the attraction, and then, you know, that payoff at the end because, you know, they say your name, and like I remember being like 8 and wondering how in the heck they knew my name, and the whole thing. But as far as the pre-show is concerned, it's not spectacular, and, you know, it certainly hasn't aged fantastic.
It really hasn't,
especially since it's one of the only, like, you know, opening day attractions. It just has like a nostalgia factor to me, and it's so classic Universal that I kind of had to include it on my list.
Yeah. I think you can't talk about theme parks without bringing nostalgia into it. It's 50% of what a theme park is at this point, let's be honest.
Yeah. And can't think of any other ones where it's like all right, on the pre-show, we're going to show you this physical thing, your passport, that Steven Spielberg's holding here, and then you're going to get it in the next room to hang on to while you're in line. So that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still interesting as an attraction overall, I think, when you look at E.T., because it has a lot of elements that have become the norm in theme park attractions, but you consider it's 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
A themed queue. It was the themed queue before themed queues were a thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the studio setup too.
Yeah.
Because, those double doors are like a perfect, this is what happens at a studio. You're kind of blocked out from the world, and then you enter the set and everything like that.
Yeah, and you look at, so like when Disney, when they brought the magic bands in, one of the things they said they were going to do was to have people's information so that you would get a personalized message on certain attractions. And as far as I'm aware, they've never done it. Yeah, Universal, did they?
Yeah, on It's a Small World.
Okay, I didn't know whether they actually did it.
On the screen, yeah, and then Haunted Mansion would do some stuff too.
Okay.
I forget what it was.
But then, all right, that was within the last couple of years. Universal have been doing it since 1990.
Yes,
and that's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, and I guess we'll go with me for this one because I don't know if Chris is ready yet. So
I'll good when you are.
Okay, well, we'll give you a break still. And for my number 5, I went with The Mummy.
Okay.
And just the kind of gradual thing, especially if you have the opportunity to see the pre-show videos and everything, which you hardly ever do at this point. But if you get to see that and hear the story of how it's happening and how the set is turning into actual Egypt as you're progressing through, I just think that's a really cool setup. And then just that queue before you go in, I consider that a show element in and of itself, because you've got it, going dark and thunder and lightning, and I don't know any other queues where they specifically make it pitch black in areas, where you don't know where you're headed next and that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I found that the Express Pass queue in February where I literally couldn't see a thing.
Yeah. It's that is not enough time. Yeah. And then just the little gimmicks that they have all the way through and everything is just a great setup to getting on the ride itself. I think it's just all a part of it.
Yeah, it's such a shame that they put that much effort in the pre-show in the attraction like that you hardly I bet no one really knows it at this point.
Yeah, that Reggie that you see on the ride, the guy in the hat that's telling you the curse is real, has a whole backstory. He's the main character of the whole setup video. So
it's sad because it is really cool. I mean, we didn't even know about it until we did the tour, and I had been going to the parks forever. So I can only imagine other people. If you haven't done the tour, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
And it does also set up the cup of coffee line too. So it starts a little interview. It has an interview with Brendan Fraser mixed in with it, and that's kind of the end of the interview. And that would make sense if you saw the whole thing, but.
Yeah, because it goes away from what the idea of a pre-show was effectively a holding room, so that it allowed the queue in front of you to disperse a little bit, so that when you came out, you weren't immediately joining another queue. Whereas they built it into that, telling the story through the whole thing, so it wasn't a traditional pre-show.
Yeah, and it just so happened all that video part was in the extended queue that they don't use.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that extended queue now just the shop?
Yeah,
the tribute
that's
store.
The tribute store, yeah.
Let's be honest, they don't need it. Have you ever actually... I think I've only ever queued through the extended queue once. And it wasn't even that busy. I don't know why we did it, because we walked straight through it and out into the main queue.
Oh, and the new locker area, that was the other one. Yeah, it's the 2 tribute rooms in the locker area. That's all used to be the extended queue. So,
Yeah.
Cool.
That's a good one.
All right. Chris, number 5.
All right, so my number 5 is going to be Reign of Kong, and particularly the chanting room where they have the music kind of going, the drums. They got the chanting. It's kind of a hype room before you get on the ride.
Yeah.
I love the animatronic that's there. I love the decor of that room. It's it's kind of creepy. You got the skulls everywhere, and I think it does a really good job at setting you up for this ride, getting you in the mood.
Yeah, it's similar to what Darren said about The Mummy, really. It has that sort of lighting effect where it goes light and dark and the stuff like that. It's very similar.
Yeah.
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 Very cool.
Very cool room.
Yeah, it is awesome. Yeah, the what is she? Is a witch doctor or whatever? That animatronic is pretty awesome. I love Kong.
All right. Okay, so we're on to number 4. And we will go with Shakira this time.
So my number 4 is Forbidden Journey. I think that for a Harry Potter fan, there's something kind of magical about being, in that room, in that area. I don't know if it's a room, but I agree with Lee. I think I would like it better if the Dumbledore was a little bit, I don't know, just better, like knew what his name was. But as far as just like setting up the ride, especially for people who, their first time on the ride, I think it does a really good job. It gets you really excited for it. I remember the first time I rode Forbidden Journey was a while ago, but I just remember being like amazed. And I agree. I think it does need, some updates a little bit, but as far as just like the whole feeling of it, like that first time feeling, that enough for me was why I put it at my number 4, because it's something that's just to me magical.
Yeah, it is. It's like being in Hogwarts Castle.
Yeah,
definitely. All right, Chris, number 4.
Number 4, I am going with Terminator 3D.
It's not there anymore.
3D. Son of...
Come on, Chris. It hasn't been there for about 2 years.
We even gave him time to fix his list.
Look, I thought only my number 1 was there. I wasn't thinking.
There's literally
go to
a new attraction in that space now as well that's open.
Yeah, but I haven't been there. I don't know.
Fair point. You wouldn't think like knowing these things being on a Universal podcast at all.
No, at all.
All right, well then, Lee.
It's funny how Shakira went, I'm just going to class Hogwarts as the whole thing. Forbidden Journey is the whole thing as a pre-show, where I've gone, let's break it down into its different elements. My number 4 is actually the portrait room in the Forbidden Journey. I don't even know whether you get to go through it anymore. The first time we ever did it, we did the Castle Tour line, which I know isn't a thing anymore there, and that's where you started off in the portrait room, and it kind of takes me back to that first UUOP theatre episode we did as well, with the 4 of us doing the 4 founders, and it's one of the funniest things we've still ever done. Hunter had me crippled over laughing doing. Was he? I think he was Rowena Ravenclaw with his high-pitched voice was just hilarious. But it's not only is it quintessentially Hogwarts, it's again something that Universal have took what you know from the books and the movies and added to it, because we've never seen the founders before.
Yeah.
So to go to the point of adding something into that queue that is effectively is it's still classed as a pre-show, like you said, it's a show element that happens before the main attraction. And I think there's two different shows, for want of a better word, with the founders that you've never seen before. I think is exactly what Universal do, and Universal do well.
Yeah, for sure. And if you pay attention, you'll know what that is. But until we did our presentation, I honestly had no idea what they were talking about. Or who they were or anything.
Yeah.
Like that. So
it's a shame.
It's cool to find that out.
It's a shame that it isn't a major part of the queue anymore, because I'm not, like I say, I don't even know whether you go past it for the most part now. Obviously not now, but normally.
Yeah. I think you still went through, but it's just like people are talking and everything like that.
Yeah.
But when it first opened, everybody was like looking at everything and being quiet and paying attention to it all. It was a different experience. So big time. But yeah, definitely. That's a cool one. All right. Chris, are you ready now?
Sure.
All right, go ahead.
Terminator 2 3D.
So, Alfred Hitchcock.
Hanna-Barbera.
So I'm going to go with the Simpsons ride.
Woo.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the reason why is it's, I guess, more nostalgic. I grew up on The Simpsons. I love watching The Simpsons. Even today, I still will pop at any random episode. I'll watch it. And even though the queue itself is not the best, at least the beginning part, they at least give you TVs to watch, best of clips for the show, which to me, 25 years later, 30, I don't know how long that's been on the air, are still entertaining.
Yep.
And then I actually do enjoy like going into the queue area right before you get assigned your room, and it has kind of that interactive, it feels interactive, with all the set pieces on the side. And I don't know, we've done it a bunch of times. I mean, even though it's not the best of rides, we still like doing it. and we find ourselves sometimes quoting different lines or whatever from there. Even when you do like the little warning thing where the grandfather's watching Maggie and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's again more nostalgic than anything else, but I like that pre-show.
Yeah, I love the teenager from The Simpsons, and he's doing the safety spell. I think he's one of the funniest characters ever, and yeah, that pre-show is awesome. And like you say, the bit with the sort of like the fake. There's like the Quickie Mart standers, and then Paddy and Selma on a couple. That bit, like, yeah, they're cool because they all happen separately from each other, and you could break that down into that could be 2 pre-shows, effectively, like the little room you go in before you go into the ride, and those bits as well. See,
yeah. And the best part of the video, the pre-show video, of course, is that was Christopher Lloyd's first time reprising the Doc Brown role, the movies, to sell off the Institute to Krusty.
But it's cool. It's cool that they went to that length, though.
Yeah,
just a theme park attraction.
There, so.
Yeah.
Because it's not like they'd have had to go to a fair bit of effort to animate a whole section for it as well. It's not like. It's not like you see the picture in The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh with Mr. Toad handing over. That's easy, but to go to something to that length to pay tribute to the attraction that was there before it isn't a quick, easy, cheap thing to do.
Yeah, and getting Christopher Lloyd to do it again because he was 2015 became a different time now, but before that they were not interested in doing that kind of stuff. So it was pretty cool.
Cool.
Definitely. Yeah. All right, and mine was actually Kong as well, like Chris had the last one, and it's pretty much for the same things. It's just like, of course, now they're getting better and better with the queues. Every time they open up a new one, Fast and Furious. I don't want to spoil anything, but that's just like the pinnacle of everything, right? I'm just kidding. But some of them they do very well, and Kong is one of those, and it feels so immersive. Going in there, the worm that's like sitting there in the case as you go through the queue, and the scare actor
who's not there anymore.
Well,
I know I'm good. I never got to experience that.
Yeah, it seems like such a bummer of a shift, though. I don't know.
Yeah,
like half the time you jump out, and nobody's paying attention.
All you do when you scare the crap out of some little kid.
Yeah. And then sometimes you terrify someone. Yeah. Other times, I guess you're just sitting there on their phone and just hang out for a while.
And getting paid for it. It's not bad, I suppose.
Yeah. And then you got people like us going by like, are you going to come out? Are you gonna come out? Hey. So, no, but I just think they did such a good job of just the immersion. Like Chris said, the skulls, the chanting room there. Like you said, the hype room, that's definitely accurate there. Kong, like everybody. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I just really like that. I love that like expedition feel into the jungle without actually having to be in the jungle. Yeah, I really dig it.
Awesome.
Pretty much all of the Kong queue for me.
Yeah, I wish they'd put the same effort into Fast and Furious that they did with Kong, because it's effectively the same attraction. They just put way more effort into Kong.
I just don't know what else you could do. All right, well, Chris, what extinct attraction do you have for us now?
So for now, with Escape from Gringotts, and the whole pre-show there, all the different elements, they're all real cool. If I know Lee's been kind of picking at specific things, so I'm going to kind of drill down into one that I like the most, which is like, I guess it's considered a show, but it's like the elevator portion.
Yeah.
When you're going through there,
and
I think Universal did like such an amazing job with that elevator. The subtle use of the screens to make it look like you're going down a tunnel or a shaft, and the way the room rocks. I personally love going, like whenever I go with somebody that hasn't ridden that before. I always like even kind of nudging on it, like, yeah, we're going down. They're like, really? Yeah. And I can trick people for the most part. But it's, like I said, it's just a really, really good effect that I think Universal just used like a little bit of everything, right? And made a really cool kind of transition into the next room.
Yeah. It's the next evolution of the Men in Black effect, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely. Okay, I'll go for the next one, and it might be an unexpected one. But I'm going with Shrek.
Okay.
Okay.
That was expected.
No, it wasn't expected. It's something I've just been looking through my list and realised that I don't have Shrek on, and I love the Shrek pre-show.
The Shrek pre-show is better than the ride itself.
By a long shot.
Yeah. Well, I have a lot more fun in that first room than I do during the actual attraction. So, yeah, it's great. The physical props there that kind of blend in so well with everything else, and the gingerbread man and everybody kind of like stuck in their torture implements and everything. It's gotta be lovely for a kid to walk into and see that. Like, oh my god, like all your favorite characters strapped to the ceiling. But yeah, I really like it. It sets up the attraction very well, too well for what you get afterwards, and just kind of like it literally introduces every character, tells you about the Shrek universe and everything at the same time as being like a really funny setup and having the interaction with the person running the attraction as well.
Which is interesting for one of the worst attractions on property, that team member's still there doing that when they've got rid of them from so many others.
Yeah.
Yeah, I realised we haven't done Shrek for a long time, and I do love that Shrek pre-show. Because it's interactive as well, doesn't it? Because they do... I can't remember... It's that long since we've done it. Because he gets everyone to shout something, is it? I can't remember what it is now. Yeah, I can't... It must be 11 years since we've been in Shrek.
Yeah.
But yeah, because you've got like... Pinocchio's nose grows out of the thing as well, doesn't it? And it's, again, adding something to the story. It's new story element that you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Which Universal love doing for their rides.
Yeah, they do. I love that.
Yeah, definitely. There it is. You can just go for the pre-show and just be like, oh, I don't feel good. I gotta go.
I think that's not a bad idea, actually.
Well, don't say that now. No, yeah, actually.
Yeah, no.
I have to make a phone call. Yeah, don't do that. Get the special screening. Lee.
Okay, right. This could have been much higher up on my list. It only isn't because there's two I love so much more. And that is the Fast and Furious pre-shows. And I am not joking.
Expecting this.
Look, you know how much I love team member-led pre-shows. And both of them are both exactly that, a throwback to what the pre-shows used to be at Universal Studios Florida, and I love that they still kept that in there. And we've only ridden Fast and Furious twice, and we've had some great team members as part of that really, because obviously they have a script to go to because they're interacting with a pre-recorded thing, but they still manage to put their personality on it and ad-lib a little bit with it, which I love. I love that they still give them room to be able to ad-lib, and it's not just the same thing every time. And that's the thing that I hate, that they've got rid of a lot of these attractions with team members in, so it can be a different experience every time, because the attractions are becoming, they are exactly the same every time you ride them. There's no deviation on that. It is what it is. And that's what Universal used to be so good at with attractions like Jaws and Earthquake, that you had those team members in that added, depending on who you got a different experience, and you still get that with Fast and Furious. Look, the rides, it is what it is, but the pre-shows are awesome. And again, talking about nostalgia, the fact that we did both mine and Tracy's first ride on Fast and Furious, that we had both of those pre-shows, just our group, was awesome. Like, who's ever going to experience that as the first ride with a group of friends, a whole group of friends, a whole room to yourself? Say
your pre-show experience was not the average experience.
Of course it wasn't.
Yeah.
Twice.
Like, in my mind, I wish, as much as I loved our group ride, like, I wish Lee could have just tried it once by himself, like Lee and Tracy, and just to do a comparison at that point to see. Like, I know it would be a different experience, but I'm curious, Lee, how you would be like, oh, that was okay. It was all right. Nothing special, as opposed to like our awesome group. We went out there, did the ride. It's like, oh my God, that was amazing.
It was always going to be different.
The average daytime spiel, they're not really supposed to go.
We did it in February.
Huh?
The three of us.
No, Well, no, I'm saying that average one they're not really allowed to go too far off on.
Okay.
But they knew that the whole group was us and not any Universal executives in any way, shape, or form. And then Halloween Horror Nights, they go all the way off, and that is hilarious. So make sure you hit it during Horror Nights. I actually have to recommend it.
Okay.
I did not know this.
Yeah, they have their own script. Every person that works there has their own written script in their head.
Awesome.
To what they want to respond with, and they do that then. So.
Ooh.
I am excited. That is definitely something I am putting on my list for next time we're at Horror Nights then.
Yes. Highly recommended. All right. Shakira.
So my number 3 is Men in Black.
Ah.
So I think one of the things I really like about it is that the pre-show really ties in the story, right? Because obviously you're training, that's the story of being on the ride.
Yep.
But it explains it really well, like why you're there, you know what I mean? And depending on what agent you get, I mean, obviously it changes the experience. To Lee's point, it's nice to have like that team member interaction.
Yes.
So although the pre-show is not necessarily spectacular, A, from the nostalgia point of view, and B, I just think that it really sets up, like, you know, why are you now doing this whole training thing? Like, it kind of sells it a little bit for me. So that's why I really like that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about this right now.
I can't.
Of course you are.
Can't really talk a ton about it either, I gotta say. I will say that it's very inventive. And I love that, like, the front of it has like nothing to do. Like, if it didn't have a big Men in Black sign out there, it would be like, what?
Yep.
Yeah.
You got the World's Fair thing that you could kind of associate with it, but other than that, it's like, what is this like nondescript giant building here? And it's perfect because it's like that's exactly what the Men in Black place would be. Is this like you know, in Battery Park, that giant like the air vent kind of building that it's in.
I will say the Men in Black pre-show is very Men in Black, and we'll discuss that a little bit later.
Yes.
But it is cool. Yeah, I love spoilers. I'm not going to say where it is on my list, but yeah, I love it.
Nice. All right. Well, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Have you taken a stroll down Diagon Alley and visited Gringotts Bank? Taken a ride through New York with Jimmy Fallon? Visited the Truffler Trees in Zeus Landing, or hung out with a real-life Transformer? No? Then what are you waiting for? At Universal Orlando Resort, there truly is an option for everyone. Or if you're leaning a little more towards pixie dust rather than ones and portions, Disney destinations around the globe await your arrival. No matter the adventure, our sponsors have you covered. Be sure to let the experts at Mouse Muggle Travel Company take care of all your travel needs. Earning the distinction of being an earmarked agency specializing in Disney destinations, as well as becoming one of the first to be named a U Preferred agency with Universal Parks and Resorts vacations. Mouse Muggle Travel Company will ensure you receive top-rate customized service. Just visit mousemuggle.com to fill out a non-obligation quote request, or send your request to info@mouseandmuggle.com. Their team can take care of you no matter where in the world you go. With a flick of their wand and a little bit of pixie dust, the process will be so seamless, some might even say it's simply magical.
And we're back. All right. And we're going to go with Lee, number 2.
I like to tease. How can I tease this one? It's a relatively new pre-show. It's only something I've managed to see once at this point, and I'm gutted because I adore it. Because anyone who knows me, who's been listening to the show for a long time, knows I am a sucker for this type of thing. I will point out that the first and only time I have seen them, Chris and Alexa were with us.
Was there a furry involved?
A furry? I don't think so.
Are you sure?
That was the other show you guys went to?
I'm not quite sure what you're hinting at right there, Chris, in fairness.
Maybe a dancing furry, possibly?
Before, yes.
Okay.
But the actual part I'm talking about is the Ragtime Gals.
Yes.
I love a barbershop quartet, and they are awesome. And Darren, you say, because you say you've never seen them yet, have you?
Nope.
Oh, it's such a shame.
I got to see them
because they're brilliant, and like that's interactive. Because him and Chris had a bit of one of the guys and Chris had a bit of a to do because he was kind of hitting on Alexa a little bit. And then because Chris was bald and he was bald, he was like, "Oh, dude," and they were high five and stuff. It was awesome. It's so good. But I love a barbershop quartet. I keep saying they should have the B Sharps in Springfield. And I have messaged Mike Aiello a million times and he still won't do it. But I love it. Darren, honestly, next time when all this gone and the parks are back to normal, just go and sit until they come out.
It's like I am not leaving until they show up.
Because it is awesome.
Yeah, and we had that, I think it was just us in there, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and they were just literally performing for us.
Yeah, because awesome. Tracy had the camera out. She was taking a ton of photos, and they were posing for photos for her as well.
Nice.
Yeah, they're awesome.
All right. Yeah, they probably would have made my list if I actually saw them. Chris.
So I am going to back up Shakira and go with Men in Black because... Yeah, we talked about a little bit. I think it's going to get talked about a little bit more shortly.
Oh, yeah, I kind of give it away now, haven't I?
No teasing here. But yeah, it's that pre-show, the elevator, kind of the transition phase that it goes in, to being the agent and the subtleties that can, happen between shows, depending on what agent you get. I think those are just all really cool kind of traits for that pre-show and gives it that, obviously the ride has unlimited amount of rewritability, right? I mean, how many times have we ridden it over and over and over again? Because it's a shooter.
A lot, yeah.
But the fact that you have a ride that you would like to even go through the queue, right? But a lot of times it's not even open, right? It just kind of goes straight through and you miss that part. That says something about a pre-show where it's like, whoa, I kind of want to get stopped and see what happens and go through this whole little spiel with this ride. So I think that's a testament to how good of a, pre-show they have set up there. So Men in Black.
Sweet.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, there's a ton of interactive elements in there as well that I don't think a lot of people know about. Like the door handles when you go through the corridor after the elevator section. I think both door handles do something.
Yep.
Which is not a good thing to touch right now.
No.
Yeah. And they probably don't do anything anymore.
Yeah. There's a sign that says don't touch.
Yeah.
Please.
Box around them.
I'm surprised they haven't taken them off, actually.
They might have, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't been through.
Because they've taken stuff off of Disney, haven't they, to stop people in the Big Thunder Mountain queue. There's like things to turn. I know they've taken all them off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
If all the buttons are there in Transformers.
Exactly. Yeah.
All you can do is just scream inside your heart now.
Shakira.
All right, so I had to go with Gringotts, but I think specifically to Chris's point, the elevator area. I just think it's so well done. Again, I just think it's from a Harry Potter fan's perspective. You don't see that kind of thing enough anymore, because it's expensive to kind of have something that doesn't necessarily have a payoff.
Yeah.
But for this, it sells the story so well. I mean, you're already excited. It leads up to the rest of the whole, why are you here? What's going on? You're actually really in the bank. So I just really think it's just really well done. And I wish that more theme parks, kind of took a cue from that. No pun intended, but I just think it's just done really well.
That's a real good point, actually, because it probably will have cost them quite a bit to put that in there. And like you say, for there's no real payoff to it. It's just a daft little element in the middle of the queue.
Yeah, it's just like that extra little step.
Yeah.
I'll say after riding Rise of the Resistance, I think they are paying attention to that kind of thing and seeing that it has a big impact because there are elements of that one that feel very close to that. So
the beauty is, I think, about the Gringotts elevator as well, because there's 4 sides. You can have at least 4 different experiences. You just pay attention to one of the screens at the top rather than trying to look all the way around. You go, right, this time I'm going to look there. Next time I'm going to look there. Next time I'm going to look behind, and then next time I'll look over there. So you get, because they are all different.
Yeah, they are. And one of the things that makes me chuckle every time is Also, like the fact that you go down an elevator to go walk upstairs.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there's only us theme park nerds that point that out.
I know.
They dug down too far. They got excited. So, all right. And my number 2 is Forbidden Journey. Okay. And more specifically, I would say if I had to pick like one of the sections, it would be the portrait gallery area, because it does still hold up just fine. The quality on those is crazy. Like it looks like a painting that's moving. It's awesome. Yeah. And still works very well. It's kind of far away from you, which I think helps even more so. And it's got like that perfect volume to where like if you want to pay attention to it, you can, but it's not like overpowering everything as well. So that's nice. And then I like how they, just put in the safety video kind of in the next room, like as you walk into the next room, into the paintings as well. Yes. So they just kind of continue that all the way through. Yeah. To the Sorting Hat himself giving safety instructions, which is hilarious to me. I just wonder if there's sometimes people that get sorted the other way and he's like, don't lower your restraints. You've been sorted separately.
It's the
immediately get dumped at the beginning.
It's the COVID-19. Off you go.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, they should do that for the temperature. It should be the sorting hat. Stand below the sorting hat. Come on now.
But that's it. Like I know I've broken it down a little bit, and you have as well, Darren. But you can completely back you up, Shakira, by classing the whole queue for Forbidden Journey as the pre-show, because it really is. That whole thing is, the whole queue is there building you up and getting you ready for the attraction. The whole storyline from the beginning to getting on the ride is the pre-show. So yeah, you can totally class the whole thing as the pre-show.
Yeah. And I think that's the first one that actually like let you go into like the sets like that to that extreme where you're just like completely immersed. They kind of took away the studio element of that kind of thing and just went all the way with it, and it shows. It's amazing.
It does, and you can see the impact it's had on theme parks because that's what everyone expects now.
Yeah.
Every queue for a major attraction has to be something amazing.
Yeah, I mean it helps that the ride is as substantial as it is too afterwards, but yeah, it needed a grand setup for it, and I think it got it for sure.
Absolutely.
So that is my number 2.
Nice.
All right, and we are on to our number 1s. So, Shakira, start us off.
So my number 1 is Fallon, but specifically like the Roots singing about the safety instructions.
Oh yes.
I just think that's fantastic, and although I don't watch Fallon all the time, I am a Roots fan. I'm like an old school Roots fan. And there's something to be said about that particular pre-show, the fact that you could just go in and do the pre-show and not ride the ride.
Yes.
Like, wasn't that a thing for a while?
Yeah, it was.
I think that kind of explains everything that you need to know. I just think it's really fun. I mean, I think that Universal coming up with this whole, wait, but you're not really waiting thing was really, I don't want to say groundbreaking, but it was really interesting because, a virtual queue, is often, okay, well, I'm in the virtual queue, but now I have to go find something to do. Yeah. But Universal kind of took it to another level in a way, because it's this whole thing and you can charge your phone and like, it's just really exciting. So that's why it's my number 1.
I never even thought about that. And yeah, I love the safety spiel. It's cool.
Yes.
I love that attraction. I know a lot of people rag on it, pardon the pun. But me and Tracy, we really like it. Like the ride itself, again, Shakira said it's nothing groundbreaking. It's Universal have done a million moving theatre attractions, but it's a lot of fun. The pre-shows are cool. It's just, I like it a lot. Every attraction doesn't need to be the next best thing. Sometimes you need just those filler attractions that are just a laugh. And that's exactly what it is. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I had my fingers crossed, and I was hoping so bad that the Roots would have played that safety song during Mardi Gras, but
they should have done.
I wish.
It seems like a total missed opportunity, though. I don't understand why they couldn't.
I don't know. They played like every other 80s song, but
Just think of that queue, exactly the same, but they keep Twister. So instead of hashtag the panda, you got the cow, and you've got Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt doing the ragtime gals. I think this could work. And then, of course, we keep the Roots because the only one group can do the safety spiel from now on.
Yeah,
for every address.
So good.
The greatest late night band.
Yes. All right. Well, I had myself set up next for this one, but I think me and Lee are going to talk about the same one. So if you want to say it together in 3, 2, 1.
Men in Black.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think starting off from the agent at the beginning, especially when they do the full thing, and yeah, we do expect it. And we talked about on the last show, Agent R, and he's one that's will always do the full run every time. But yeah, it's so cool when they go back there and do the full setup and come back with some random gun. I've seen so many different guns throughout the years too. Sometimes it's a noisy cricket. I've seen a super soaker. Like people just come out with like the most random things that they have. They must have like just a box back there with whatever. One time during Horror Nights, I think I might have talked about this on the show, the one that came out with like the toilet scrubber,
no,
like the toilet wand thing. Yeah. The door opens and he's got like a toilet wand and he's like, all right, agents, it's time to get to work. He's like, just kidding. Okay, let's go. Like, yeah. So awesome. You got that human element, and like Lee said, those interactive elements that I hope are still there. So many things from the movies, and how you alluded to it before, but how Men in Black it is.
Yeah.
Like it serves everything to a T without being an exact copy of the movie, you know, letting you see around the corners, you know, those kind of things that you didn't get to see all in the movie. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah. It's like the Universal doing that thing again, kind of adding the story that you are coming in to see a presentation about the universe and you. And the fact that the pre-show pays off at the end as well, when you get flashy things, and then you're back in. Are we alone in the universe? Of course we are.
Yeah.
It's awesome when you get the right team member at the beginning, like Darren said, when you get that full pre-show where they go through the curtain, and then when the doors open to the elevator, they're there, which, to be honest, they don't do an awful lot anymore. I think we've been lucky when, I think at least at our 2015 meet, Darren, when we did our Men in Black challenge, I think he did it. I don't know. I'm trying to think back to last year, actually. I don't even remember. To be honest, I don't even remember going into Men in Black at the Weekender. We obviously did, but yeah, I just, for me, it was, I put Men in Black and it was just that initial bit. And this is the thing, we talked about a little bit last week, about if you haven't been to the parks for a long time, or this is going to be your first time, now is not the time to go, because you won't get to see that, because these things, like the elevator doors are open, so you just walk straight through. You don't get any of the pre-show.
Yeah. And
to miss out on what I think is a huge part of Men in Black Alien Attack is such a miss. That if that was your first visit, to not get to see those elements it'd be quite sad, actually.
Yeah, for sure. And then, you know, the room with the aliens in there, you know, that's like kind of encased in their break room. That's just awesome to walk by and see. And it's cool because like when you walk in there and you're kind of descending into the Men in Black headquarters, like everything's below where you are. So it's kind of like entering this like layer below you, even past the elevator. We decided to take a step down this time instead of up, I guess. And then it's just like there's this whole world happening down there. It's like this is Men in Black headquarters. They're doing what they need to do, even when they're not on duty. It's just like just being in the button-up shirt and everything just makes it look more official. Like, you know, they got something to do, you know. That you're just like entering into this thing that's happening, and then like you said at the end where you got that flash and you're out, and that's it.
Yeah, it's such a shame because I seem to remember hearing, I still don't know how true this is, but the immigration room used to be the team members' break room.
Yes,
so
we have heard that.
Yeah, so it looked like Men in Black wandering around in the immigration room, which gives it so much more kinetic energy and feel like an actual Men in Black headquarters. Would have been so awesome, but of course people, and that's why we can't have nice things.
Yep. We have enough immigration tours happening, that's pretty much like it constantly.
Yeah.
It's rare that I don't see somebody down there. So
I remember doing it in 2013, Darren, before it was a thing.
yes. When they're like, oh, what? Who do you know?
Yeah, that's what it was, wasn't it? At the time.
Double
Now
secret
knows.
MIB stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I love Men in Black. At the end of the day, everyone knows it's my favorite attraction on property, and the pre-show's a huge part of that.
Agreed.
Cool.
All right. Chris.
Yeah, Men in Black as well, man. Come on.
Terminator 2 3D.
So
Jaws.
actually, the original number one that I had in place, which I still think if we're including old attractions, this would probably be like the best pre-show, is Earthquake, but we can't include that.
But no,
yeah.
It's because, I mean, that interactivity there is
it was awesome.
You can't beat that. Yeah. So yeah, my number one, it's been said already before, but the Fallon pre-show.
Awesome.
Shakira brought up a great point with the Roots. I wasn't even thinking that as part of the pre-show, but it is. And I love that part. I literally sing along to it every time. But yeah, I think we hung around there going back to your last trip, Lee. We were in there for a while. I've been in that room before with some family when I've taken them there, and we've literally skipped our times that we're supposed to get on the ride just so we can watch, more of the Ragtime Gals. And it's a really cool pre-show. Has a live element. I mean, we discussed all those points. So number one for me would be the Fallon ride.
Like even just sitting there, because when we were over in February, it was freezing, and Tracy and I went in there and we texted you a lot saying we're going into Fallon. Meet us there, and we just sat and watched just the clips from the Jimmy Fallon show. And I think Tracy and I are huge fans of Jimmy Fallon, so just sitting watching those clips was fun. But then you throw in the Ragtime Gals, you throw in #the Panda, you throw in the Roots, and it is an awesome pre-show. I think it deserves to be. It's not my number one, but I think it definitely deserves to be up there. I don't disagree with you at all.
Yeah. Just if my timing was better, I think it would certainly have been up there.
It'll happen.
So yeah. Let's see. Now I just have something to look forward to. How many things do we have to look forward to anymore at Universal?
Next weekend, we will have a Fast and Furious moment in Jimmy Fallon.
All right. Well, that was an interesting show, I think. Now we're going to get ready for the actual show. Been saving that one.
I think there was a few, like we had some different ones in there that not everybody had, and some people, like you say, you took different elements of different pre-shows and made that number one. I thought it was quite interesting.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, definitely. And it showed me that maybe there's a couple more things that we could consider pre-shows there.
Yes, to pull the curtain back, when I messaged everyone that this is what we were doing this week, Darren went, are there more than 5 pre-shows?
Yeah. Are there 5? Like, I really had to think about it. And I also came to the conclusion that the studios are a lot more pre-show heavy than islands.
Very.
When I was trying to go through the list, I'm like, wow, not much going on over there.
Yeah, you take Potter out of it and there's barely nothing.
There's a lovely cave to sit in before Poseidon's Fury.
Yeah, you've got Spider-Man, I suppose. You've got like all those clips beforehand.
Yeah.
Kong.
Well, I guess the only one with the photo op now.
And
well, it used to be. Never mind.
Literally, that is it.
Photo op anymore for that one either. It's a different world.
It'd be interesting to see if they do anything with the Jurassic Park coaster.
Yeah.
Because there's some show buildings coming up around that thing, quite a few.
Yeah, definitely. Looking like the raptor cages and everything like that. So the pens and everything. Very cool.
Awesome.
Bring it out.
It didn't look like they had like enough space for all that, what they're putting in. So it's really cool to see.
Let's be honest, we know Universal can use space better than anybody at this point, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
All right. That is going to do it for another episode here of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. We're going to wrap up the show with another Universal Is. And of course, this one comes from our good buddy, Ken Lemming. And if you want to be involved, just drop us an email to podcast@uuopodcast.com, letting us know what you think Universal is in 3 words or less. And Ken says, Universal is where I live. See you next week.
Guess that wraps things up for another Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. You guys did all right. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Listen and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or anywhere podcasts are found. You can find our blog at UUOpodcast.com. Send us your spews, which Lou gets your poo recordings, questions, or comments to podcast@UUOpodcast.com. Check out our friends the Theme Park Duo and our awesome sponsors Mouse and Muggle Travel Company. So, until next time, don't give up your day job, say cheese, and see you later.